What is going on, FA Nation? Jon Impemba here with James Grande. Welcome into the FantasyAlarm MLB DFS Playbook Preview Show. We got Thursday, 4 games. All we have for the main slate here, starting at 6:45 p.m. Eastern Time. We appreciate you all who tune in each and every day. We saw some of your comments in the comment section for the preview show yesterday and the live show suggesting that maybe our video got taken down because we built an example lineup at the end of the show. Obviously, we build example lineups at the end of every single show we've ever done for the beginning of time. But if that's what the problem could be, as some of you have suggested could be the issue, we're going to go ahead and start doing just a core view of our favorite plays. And then we will post a completed lineup in our Discord. So if you are a Fantasy Alarm member, or if you're not a Fantasy Alarm member, you can get into our Discord. The link to the Discord is in the description of this show. Join the Discord. You can see the example lineup that we're going to fully put together. But for the sake of trying to figure out if that's what we did wrong, even though we built the full example lineup on yesterday's show and it didn't get taken down, we'll build a core for this one here today, and we'll see if that gives us the good graces with the YouTube policing policy there. We do have 4 games, though, Grande. It's a short slate. Going to be a lot of high ownership. We have Zach Wheeler, Mackenzie Gore up at the top. We have Chris Sale and $8,800 against Philadelphia here. Is double stacking a pitcher like a Wheeler and Gore or Sale kind of makes sense on this slate?
Yeah, especially when you look at what we have available to us offensively, right? We don't have the Yankees. We don't have the Dodgers. We don't have the Cubs. There aren't a lot of expensive offenses. Philadelphia is really the only one. I guess if you wanted to stack Washington, they're quite expensive at the top. But yeah, I think using 2 of the top names makes a ton of sense, especially when you're just factoring in raw points. Shane Baz, we've seen upside from. Barrios, we've seen upside from. Like Jacob Lopez looked amazing in his call-up start from against Philly, but none of those guys have the ceiling that Wheeler Gore's Sale does. So I am willing to play any combination of those top 3 guys. Zach Wheeler's obviously the best of them. You could talk me into any iteration of all 3 of them, though, and I wouldn't be. I'd be like, yeah.
The last time we show where Jacob Wilson was starting,
not Jacob Wilson,
Jacob Lopez. Sorry, Jacob Wilson's the shortstop. Jacob Lopez was starting. We weren't really sure what to expect there. He went out at $6,300 and dominated.
Yep.
Has a matchup here now against Toronto. I don't think it's fair to expect 7 innings, 1 earned, 8 strikeouts.
No.
But are you willing to go to him in this spot?
I'd be willing to go there. I don't think it's like any type of priority. I don't think it's anything, Toronto doesn't really strike out. I think that's a little bit of a concern, but yeah, I'm probably honestly, John, not going to stray much from the top tier of guys, like any of the top 3.
Sure.
But I would probably say Lopez is the guy that I'd be most likely to go to of everyone between everyone else. Barrios has looked incredibly mediocre. Shane Baz, after his great start, has been incredibly mediocre to bad.
I was gonna say he's been bad. Yeah, his last start actually was mediocre.
Yeah, Ryan Gusto has not looked great since coming back to the rotation, and then Ernie Hancock, no matter what, just gives up a bunch of hits, even if he pitches well. He doesn't miss bats and gives up a bunch of hits. So there's just always traffic. Well. Yeah. I mean, so if I were to stray away from those top 3, it would probably be to not Jacob Wilson, but Jacob Lopez.
Sure. Let's go to catcher then. It's small slate. kind of figure out where you would want to go. Obviously, if there's 3 pitchers you would go to, there's plenty of pitchers that you'd be willing to go against. Who's your favorite, I guess, punching bag on this slate? Where are we going to be looking to stack?
I mean, I definitely would be first catcher I'd probably get is Diaz. I think Yanier looks pretty good. Alejandro, I would still play some Blue Jays possibly against Lopez. A lot of fly ball outs for Lopez. And, we know the Blue Jays put everything in play. K-Bear Ruiz looks pretty good at 34. I guess we'll see what Tampa will. They have Matt Tice in the lineup,
right?
After they traded for him. If he's in the lineup, I'd be willing to go to him. But that's probably it.
I mean, Caratini is.
Oh, Caratini. I didn't mean to skip over him.
Yeah, I don't really understand the pricing on him. Honestly, he's been really good. And we talked about Shane Baz. We know Shane Baz can be elite. We saw it. We thought, oh wow, this is the way this kid is. Top of the rotation. Then he just fell apart the last couple of starts. Maybe the work they did with Taj Bradley, they're also going to do with Shane Baz. Bradley's figured it out after his slump. He had an okay outing last time. Maybe that's the beginning, but I'm willing to throw Caratini out there at that price tag.
Agreed.
100%. So
yeah, that's it. That's the top play. Honestly, I just didn't.
You didn't expect him to be down there, right?
Yeah, it was just I was like, oh, maybe they move him back to first base for Christian Walker got hurt, so maybe they give him eligibility over there again.
Well, that's why I think he'll definitely be in the lineup, right? Because they'll have Yanier play first and Caratini or other way around, whatever way it is. So.
Yeah, probably the other way around.
They had Dubon actually at first when they took out. So we'll see. First base, up at the top here. I obviously gravitate towards Aranda. Just sort of given the matchups that are available to us. Vladdy versus Lopez certainly wouldn't be anything I'd be too afraid of either, because again, we are not anticipating Lopez going out there and looking like an ace. But Aranda's been really good. Power's coming back. They are on the road. Take that for what it is. Home cooking. He looks pretty good. Get him on the road. He's hitting 210 this year. So. We'll see. We'll see what happens, but I do like the spot against Gusto for him there. And then we've kind of talked Washington. Nathaniel Lowe against Hancock here, $3,800, getting some lefties in the lineup against Hancock. Bell homer tonight off of Kirby, a back-to-back with Garcia. So it could probably go either of those two.
Yeah, I'm probably out on Nathaniel Lowe until he goes back to Nate when he was actually a good hitter, because he's a bad hitter as a Nathaniel. And obviously, why would you not just go with Nate? It's much cooler than Nathaniel. No offense to any. Easier to spell, but it's just cooler, right?
Sure.
Oh, Nathaniel, can I have that cup of tea, please?
Got it.
It's like, yo, Nate, what's up, dog? That's much. It's just naturally cooler. So I will be revolting against Nathaniel until he goes back to Nate, because he obviously he can't hit as a Nathaniel.
Sure.
I would play Josh Bell. I expect Seattle to probably play Donovan Solano in the lineup over Tellez.
Yeah.
You can obviously punt Donovan Solano.
Solano, one of those guys that always weirdly had a 300 average, 200 ISO versus lefties.
He's hanging around, dude. That's why, right?
His overall numbers will always look terrible. Then you go look at the splits, you're like, what?
Yeah, he's gonna hang around. He's the perfect Rowdy Tellez partner, right?
Yeah.
Rowdy hits righties, lefty comes in, perfect. Get Donovan up, right?
Yeah.
So
100%. I'm going to pull up his splits right now. I actually think they're probably not as good this year, just because of how bad he's been in general. I can't imagine. But let's see if my computer will allow Fangraphs to work properly on my computer today. Versus lefties, yeah. So this year he's only hitting 160 against lefties. Not great, obviously, but 302 average last year, 286, 301, 301, 350, 339, dating back to 2019. Those were his batting averages against left-handed pitching. So basically a career 300 plus hitter against left-handed pitching with like an 800 plus OPS. So this year be damned, but maybe moving forward he turns that around. All right, let's go to second base. Again, probably go take a look at the Tampa Bay Houston game. Lyle, Altuve. You do have Edmundo versus Sale. I'm not necessarily sure you want to attack Sale, but that is the right split. And then Garcia, who homered tonight at $3,700.
Yeah, Dylan Moore too. I mean, for what it's worth, Dylan Moore's been really good against lefties. Sure. Same thing, like kind of in the same Edmundo Sosa bucket, just like the right split for these guys. Sure. My expectation would be the Lau Altuve super chalk duo because they both are just homering like every day. Lau hit another home run off Pablo Lopez today. All he's doing is homering. And then Altuve has like 2 double dongs in the last 6 games. So my expectation is all the ownership gravitates to them. I do think Luis Garcia is a nice pivot. I also don't think Luis Urias is terrible at $3,200. I also don't think Mauricio Dubon at $2,500 is terrible.
Yeah, Dubon will be interesting just for the value, obviously. Given where he is priced at $2,500. Third base position.
One more shout out. Curtis Mead makes the lineup. Curtis Mead had hit a bunch of home runs in a row lately.
Yeah. Who's he playing over? I guess is a question.
I don't know. 2,200.
Because he had obviously been platooning with like Grande on the lefty righty days, so they just decided to stop doing that. So, but he's been in the lineup. So yeah, that's a good shout out. Third base, Paredes is your top price guy at $4,500. Can play Yandy here. Caminero homered again. You have him at 41, maybe against Gusto as a spot.
They've been homering, all of these individuals. Paredes hits righties. Caminero's been hitting just home runs in general. Austin Riley's not homering. That's super sad. Paredes and Caminero for me. I would probably take shots on like Alec Boehm at 3,500, just considering how good he has been against lefties.
Okay.
Maybe Williamson if he's in the lineup again. He hit 9th and has a single on the Wednesday slate. So
would Tenna be an option for
you could play Tenna too.
Okay. Shortstop. Trey Turner, CJ Abrams, Jacob Wilson, your top 3. I think given kind of where we're spending our money on this slate, it feels like getting to Abrams or Wilson would make a lot of sense. Also, just sort of given their matchup.
Pena too.
I mean, Pena obviously good spot against Boz. I just think we're going to have money, right? And we're not on a Dodgers, Yankees, Cubs slate, right? So I haven't looked at outfield pricing, but I don't know, Schwarber, the highest price guy, probably.
Yeah, there's a couple.
Wood.
Yeah, there's a couple.
Acuna, I guess. Acuna's probably
those 3. Yep, those 3.
So I feel like we're going to have money to spend. I would like Abrams or Wilson most likely if we have that money, but Pena certainly would be an option.
I would absolutely play Jose Caballero if he's in the lineup as well.
Okay.
He's stealing, dude, ridiculous
bases,
amount of bases.
Yep. Outfield, we go then. As mentioned, Acuna is 6K, Schwarber's 59, Woods 57. Obviously Acuna and Schwarber have the tougher matchups. Woods probably super popular here. And then again, go with Tampa Bay with Lau here, or Lowe, Josh Lowe at $3,400, $4,800 rather. I don't know. Is there a different target for you in this range?
I'm not afraid of playing some Seattle Arozarena, J-Rod against Mackenzie Gore. I know Mackenzie Gore has strikeout upside, but you could play those guys. I don't have anything like other, like really specific. George Springer, we're not afraid of Lopez.
Yeah.
Butler, Soderstrom.
Yeah, as I say, you have your A's down here. Obviously, Barrios has had some struggles against lefties. Simpson, you talk Tampa Bay outfielders again, guy that they move around their order. But he has some speed.
Some is very understated. That's
he has maybe
some is very disrespectful.
All right. He has maybe the most speed in baseball. He's like Willie Mays Hayes out there.
There's a legitimate large gap between some and the speed that he has.
Yeah. All right. I'm underselling how fast that man is.
Yeah. He doubled on a base hit up the middle.
Yeah, that happens.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
I don't really know for value. Oh, Cam Smith, $2,900. Lock him in. Easy play.
Absolutely
an easy play.
I would. So, like, the Jacob Lopez stuff is interesting because he looked really good. There was also a lot of fly balls. I don't know if you saw how many fly ball outs he had, like 12 fly ball outs of 14 created. We know Anthony Santander is specifically powerful against lefties. That has been he's good against everybody.
Is he? Hasn't been good this year.
Well, the guy has I think only Judge has more home runs than him over the last 3 years.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, obviously last year he had the 40+ home run season. I don't know what's wrong with him. I'm looking at the Savant page to see what the major differences were from last year to this year, but his expected batting average is 203.
Oh yeah, so he's due.
He's
due. You're telling me he's due.
Maybe his bat speed's marginally less this year, but not crazy.
Not enough to matter.
Not enough to matter. He actually has a higher exit velo this year than last year. He's just not making good contact is basically I think what it comes down to. So I don't know. But yes, 44 homers last year. He did only hit 235 last year as well. So his expected batting average, he had 235 last year. His expected batting average is 228. So maybe this is just him. Remember we had that Carlos Pena year where he had 198 with 40 homers. Maybe this is just what Santander is. I don't know.
Yeah. Dunn. What's Ryan Dunn?
Yeah.
Adam Dunn. Adam Dunn.
Yeah.
We've had players like that across.
So sure, if you want to throw the random dart at, this is what Joey Gallo was for 2 years, right? At this point. So you want to throw the random dart there, you can. All right. So like I said, we're not going to build a full lineup on the show and see if we can not get banned again. We'll post the full lineup in our Discord. So go to the description, join the Discord, find the MLB DFS channel and MLB channel. You'll be able to get it there. Core plays for us here. Give me the one pitcher you want to make a core pitcher build here.
Zach Wheeler.
Okay, easy enough. I think Cam Smith's a core value for us.
Yep. I like a lot of the Tampa Houston game.
Yeah.
Would probably provide us with basically whatever we wanted for core.
I would agree.
Basically anything because they're cheap. I hate to cop out and maybe put a catcher in a core play section, but is Caratini not super Corey to us here?
No, I agree.
And then the top spend up is.
I mean, is it James Wood?
Wood or Abrams?
Yeah. I mean, it's 4,700. We'd have to get a second pitcher in there. You said you'd rather spend up.
Yeah.
I mean, Gore would maybe make the most sense. It's not great going against Seattle, but better than going against Philly, do you think? Or would you rather the Chris Sale and just – I mean, we just did see Jacob Lopez, the lefty, shut down Philadelphia with the 12 fly balls.
Yeah, but they also rank like top 5 in basically every category against lefties. Like I'm not – and that was my argument because that was the Jeffrey Springs day and then Scratch and then Lopez and then it's tough. So. It's tough. It's tough to.
I think this would generally be our core. Again, we like. We'll have the playbook out. We like the Tampa Houston game stack. We like Washington versus Hancock. We don't care for much of the pitching on this slate outside of the top 3. And if we were to take a value, we'd go back to Lopez here against Toronto. But this is what we got for you guys. Again, we'll finish the lineup. We'll throw it in the Discord, so make sure you check that out. Show up for the live show. We'll do a lineup for the live show. And help you guys. Actually, I lied. There is no live show. So no live show for Thursday.
Nope.
We'll be in the Discord, though, to help you guys with your lineups. So, again, more reasons to join the Discord. We appreciate the support. Continued to support. We'll be back for Friday with the preview show and the live show then for everybody. Good luck. We'll catch you later.